Hey, it's Albert with Two Tribes Primal Living, and wanted to have a conversation today, release some information, some thoughts. The other day, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were talking about a little bit of the economic situation, a little bit of the social uprising, a little bit of the virus um, situation, and I kept referring. I was trying to explain a few things, and I kept referring to um, those in control as they. And he asked me, "Well, who is they?" And we were talking about economics at that point. He's like, "You keep using the word they. Who are they?" Um, and it caused me to to really have to think about who are they. I mean, I can scratch the surface of who they are, um, because they are in different levels, different layers of people who, I don't know. I guess who feel like they are um, given the right to rule and to lord over people who aren't in that same mental capacity. So they can be, the CEOs and the vice presidents and presidents of the corporation that you work for, upper management. We can start off with they first. They always do this, or they always make us do this, or all they are is about money, and you're gonna find that they is exactly that. They is got to do with power. They has got to do with wealth. I mean, disgusting wealth. Um, so when you're talking about who they are the. I mean, history has proven time and time again that they are still in power. You look at the families, the royal families that ruled in the medieval days and in the colonial days and the empires, the kingdoms of Spanish and French and English, European influence. They are the popes, the kings, the queens, the emperors, the pharaohs. And these people decided that it was their uh, divine right to rule over the common class of people, and to build cities and to build empires that surrounded their name, them. um, and I listen to different historians. I listen to different anthropologists and different spiritual uh, leaders, and from esoteric to exoteric teachings, from biblical teachings to satanic teachings, and I don't study that stuff because um, I necessarily want to take part in it. I study it because it's the truth of this earth, this existence, this physical existence. You've got as far back as people can relate to history. There's always been a God and a Satan. There's always been a battle of darkness and light, good versus evil, and you know they can be on the light side, or they can be on the dark side, and it's kind of like when you look at the phrase that the love of money is the root of all evil. And you can look that 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 quote up, um, that scripture, um, that the love of money is the root of all evil. Um, and you can kind of follow that trail down the rabbit hole, and you'll find out who they are. I mean, I know who they are, to a level of naming names and in time periods and in empires, um, that go way, way, way back before most people even care to dig. We're talking back in the ancient times where Rome fell, or we believe Rome fell, but did Rome really fall, or did they just go underground? And now their uh, their esoteric teachings are still present today. The empires, you look at the kings and queens that fell, the pharaohs that fell, many, 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 many years ago, and did their teachings and did their black magic and their um, knowledge of nature and universe and human psyche, did that all die with them? Did the Nazi empire fall, or is it still with us because it went underground? You look at the Knights Templar. Uh, 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 did they fall, or I mean, they were supposedly hunted down and murdered, executed. But did that really happen? And today, you got to wonder, when you look at who they are. They are the ones who are taxing you on property that you own. They're the ones who set up the interest rates that you have to pay. They are the ones who are setting up the fees and regulations for use of services or products. They're the ones who educate your children, and teach half truths, um, teach the history that the the agenda, their agenda, because there's a 1% group of very, very powerful people on this planet, and they are not of light. Um, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Billionaires are not in the business of helping the common people. They are in the business of of uh, of absolute power, absolute wealth, absolute manipulation. They are the ones who tell you that in order to be a spiritual person, that you must give part of your money or part of your earnings to the kingdom of God, knowing damn well that you're struggling, knowing damn well that you work hard and that you're being taxed to the bone by the other theys. You have people who stand in front of their flock. Flock uh, is something that you determine the group of sheep with. That's the word, and they have learned to manipulate you. So when I think of the word they in the context of power and control, it's they're the ones who are doing the manipulating. And a lot of that happens subconsciously. It doesn't happen. They don't need to torture you. They don't need to instill this horror into you to get you to comply. All they have to do is understand how your psyche works, and they know that. I mean, you've got colleges that put out psychiatrists that write prescriptions for a drug because your brain is fucked up. So they've written the books on the human psyche. They understand how to manipulate you with advertisements and idols and figures, entertainment, the arts, the performances, the competitions, the constant bombardment of separating you from your soul. They understand this. They have been doing it for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and it's been passed down from generation to generation to generation. And the way a lot of that happens is through these cults, these black magic societies, Skull and Bones, the Illuminati, the Freemasons. I mean, there's so many of them, so many of these secret societies that you know, if you haven't heard about them, I don't know what rock you've been living under, because all these entertainers that they select. I mean, these people are selected, and then these people are manipulated with money and promises of riches, and they get it. You look at the bigger the star, the more they sold their soul, and I don't give a shit who it is. And you'll find out that here in the future, that the people that they put on the screen for you to fall in love with and for you to follow and for you to aspire to be like, they know what they're doing. They know how to keep you spending money. They know how to keep you in debt. They know how to keep you guilty. They know how to keep you in lack and scarcity, because it's all a mind game. All they have to do is get involved in your subconscious, and once that subconscious has been manipulated, they don't have to do it all at once. It's done over lifetimes. These people understand how long it takes to manipulate a society. They understand. You know, they've hijacked history. They've hijacked science. They've hijacked this reality that we live in through manipulation. And there's a lot of ancient wisdom that goes into controlling the masses, us, me, you, whoever's in the room or under the same roof as you. They know how to manipulate you. They know how to advertise. They know how to put out propaganda to either sway the populations this way, or sway the populations that way, or sway the populations apart from each other. They understand how to do that because they've been doing it for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And this is all knowledge that you or me, the common folk, are not entitled to. We just are not entitled to these teachings of how to be a creator, how to be a manipulator, how to become powerful to our potential. And it's almost like by design, this reality, as soon as you're pulled out of the womb, the manipulation begins. And like I said, it doesn't happen overnight. You know, I like to use women breastfeeding their child as a marker in society, of all societies, when it was acceptable, or you know, within society. And it's fucking blows my mind that the most natural act between a woman and child, between a mother and child, is frowned upon in this country. And I don't give, I mean, everybody's got their own opinion about these things, and I understand that, but that's part of that manipulation, because, you know, somehow the most natural part of being alive, you know, every other mammal on this planet, and you're a fucking mammal, whether you want to believe it or not. You're an animal. You're part of this earth, whether you want to believe it or not. You are of this earth. You know, that as mammals, we have disgraced the very first connection between mother and child with natural breastfeeding, and it's like at one point it was okay, and now it's just don't do that in front of us. Don't do that in front of our children, and cover yourself and go into the bathroom and all these things. And this has been a manipulation of separating you from your natural self, and they have been doing it for years. I mean, look at the food you eat. Look at the house you live in, and all the comforts that you have. Your ancestors, I guarantee you, your great grandfather would look at you and go, "What the fuck are you doing? Get up off your ass and go out there and work. We got shit to do." Um, but you've been separated from that. You don't even know what your true identity is, because they, the manipulators, can manipulate the reality that you live in. All they have to do is tap into your five senses, and you're done in. I mean, I've never had ice cream before, but here's some ice cream, little kid, and guess what? Now every time that kid sees ice cream, it's gonna want ice cream, because it's the way the senses work. The senses are the gateway to the mind, and the mind is the gateway to the conscious being that you are, the energy that you are. And the mind is easily manipulated. I mean, look at how you came to be where you are today. If you're 400 pounds and or 350 pounds, or you've been told that you're obese or overweight, it wasn't your intention to turn out that way. It wasn't your plan to become obese or diabetic, or a person with hypertension, or COPD, or any of those things. But you've been manipulated into using products and to consume products that aren't healthy for you. I mean, how does that happen? How do you get stuck in the rut of, I can't put these fucking donuts down, I can't put this hamburger down, I can't just eat half of the pack of French fries, I have to eat the whole biggie size French fry, because they fucked with your taste buds. They've manipulated you through your senses, through the eyes, the colors that they use, the music, the jingles, the harmonies. All this stuff is by design, and we have become so predictable to them, so predictable that they can just get some dolled up singer or some buffed out actor on TV, and you're manipulated. You are already manipulated just by what you see, and what you see has a chemical reaction to how you feel. So if you're listening to some jingle that is called music nowadays, by some cute little dolled up gal, or some boy band, or some guy who wears tight jeans, or whatever the fuck y'all are into, that's how they get you. That's how they get you connected to your emotions. They sing songs about the past, and they sing songs about loss, and they sing songs about fuck this and fuck that, and bitches and hoes, and money this and money that, and I'm gonna get signed to this record label, and I slayed these fools here, and all this shit that people are manipulated by. It's not that hard. You're not that smart. You're not as smart as you think you are. They actually know that. They know that you're dumber, as a group. The bigger the group, the more they can get people into trends, and into fads, into exposing their vulnerabilities. I'm too fat, so I need to go on this diet. Well, here's a fad. Now let's all go on this fad, because they are going to make some money off of it. They don't care about your health. They don't care about your bikini body. All they care about, the CEOs, the investors, the bankers, the politicians, the attorneys involved. All this system of corporations that hire publicists and legal teams to manipulate the reality that you live in. Well, this isn't technically meat, but we can call it meat because it's got some meat products in it. It's got part of the animal in it, or it tastes like that animal. So, this is where they go now. But when you look at they don't really give a shit about you. They are willing to sacrifice their souls to manipulate you in order to get what they want on this physical earth. And I look at how many levels of there are. I mean, it starts from a small local level, from the county commissioner and the mayors, and then the DAs and all these people. And the thing about people, and I said it in another video that I didn't put out because it was a little bit rambly, but the 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 people who want to be in power over other people have a complex about them. I know they start off. I'm gonna go to medical school, or I'm gonna go to law school because I want to help people. Well, then you find out that helping people isn't worth the shit because you don't get paid for helping people. You get paid for manipulating people. You get paid for manipulating truth. You get paid for manipulating diagnosis and what's the saying? I know Nikki was talking about it. Hell is the highway to hell, or the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and that's open to interpretation, I believe, but it's valid. I mean, it is valid. You look at how many doctors and lawyers and politicians, people who got into politics who wanted to help, but somehow got, hey, come over here. I got a special deal for you. We're gonna contribute to your practice, or we're gonna contribute to your firm, or we're gonna contribute to your campaign. But the people who usually approach those people have an agenda, and they usually entice them with money, with power. You do this for me, and I've got your back on this. Don't worry about it. We'll get it passed. We'll get it covered. You've got a family member who wants to contract this job. Take care of this for us, and we'll give that family member this contract. And I mean, people like to think that the world is just this fucking good place, that everything is happy and joyful, and don't talk about the bad stuff, and that's right. I mean, to a certain extent, you got the polarities. You've got the good side of life, and then you got the shit side of life, and it seems like the shit side of life is what's dictating everything about us right now, from the economic system to the medical systems, to the education systems, to people just trying to stay in business. I watched a man yesterday fighting to keep his business open at a restaurant. I mean, and I could tell, I felt this man's energy. He was stressed out. He was so stressed out because of the mandates and the procedures that he has to go through just to stay open in business, and trying to keep it open. But they are going to take his business from him. This is a marathon. The goal is to wear you down with the social crisis, the pandemic crisis, the economic crisis. And I know where this is all going. I know, I've studied far back enough, and I've followed the money trail, and the people who are going to benefit from all this. They don't care about your well-being. They don't care about my well-being. They don't care about your kids. They don't care about your grandma. They don't. These people operate in darkness, and in the they worship, you know, the the dark one, the fallen angel, Satan. I know some of you don't believe in Satan. I know it's hard for people to all believe in the same thing, but it doesn't matter what you believe in. Those people who are creating realities based on black magic and darkness, they believe in it and they're accomplishing it. I mean, look how divided the country is. Look how many people are unemployed. Look at how many people are isolated, walking around um, in the state of fear. Um, and you've got censorship occurring in a time of crisis. I mean, you would figure that if they gave a shit about you, that they would have open dialogue and open conversations with opposing views or contradicting data. There would be no manipulation of numbers. There would be no conspiracy. When you're telling the truth, you don't have to hide anything. You have nothing to hide. It's truth. So you should just be able to access truth. But it seems like these days that you have one side of the planet of consciousness, the collective consciousness, trying to keep people from hearing another narrative, hearing a different narrative, hearing from things that have actually worked. And I'm not just talking about with the virus. I'm talking about with economics. I'm talking about with education. I'm talking about with science. I'm talking about with history. I'm talking about with culture. And you know, there's not much different from person to person, only perspective and ego. Physically, we're all the same. We were intended to have 5 fingers, 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, 2 nostrils, 2 feet, 10 toes, arms and legs, and we all have these organs in us that process everything that we need to exist. So the only thing that really makes us different is the ego, the perspectives, and the perspectives are skewed because of manipulation. I mean, if you're somebody who is susceptible to eating the whole fucking carton of ice cream, when you sit down with a carton of ice cream, um, all they got to do is come out with another flavor or something to make you feel like you're not destroying yourself. So now this is the new natural diet ice cream. You can eat the whole fucking tub of it if you want to, or if you're you know, that's they've got you by your taste buds. If you're visually stimulated, and a hot guy or a hot girl comes on TV, and the next thing you know, you're eating a fucking hamburger because the hot girl was holding it on TV. Guess what? They've got you visually. Some people are they capture them through sound manipulation. So the beat, the rhythm, the chorus, all that stuff is manipulated. I mean, in ultimately the goal is to reach you mentally from either of your 5 senses. If you know, and it goes on and on. So I could sit and talk about how we are all manipulated through our 5 senses, and that these people understand how to do it, but they're taking it a step further than that, because it's not good enough to just manipulate you through your senses, your 5 senses. Now your data is going to be a big contributor to how they manipulate you, how they predict you, how they can control you through your data. So when you put all your information out there and you're on social media and you're talking about your favorite taco place and you're talking about your favorite wig or fake nails or fake eyelashes or you know, man pants or man purse or whatever beard oil, all the information, all the data that you put into that tracking device that you walk around with called a phone, they are monitoring. They have put an AI in place. An AI has been created to collect your data. And, you know, I've thought about this over and over and over the years, and understood how they've manipulated um, the common folk through their five senses. And then I started learning about how data is being used. Like, wow, they're really going into the mind, and ultimately the goal is to merge man and AI together. That's their agenda. Their agendas are the ones who are trying to push the vaccines on you, the ones who are trying to push a cashless society on you, the ones who are collecting your data, the ones who who collect your taxes. I mean, if people only knew how the Federal Reserve worked, and that the Federal Reserve wasn't actually a government entity, that it's privately owned by a group of very powerful individuals who created a board, and now the powerful ones, the shadow bankers, the shadow government, they lend our government and the governments of every country on the planet, I think, except for two right now. They have put their central banks into place, so now they control your money. And if they decide to crash the system, if they decide they want to bail out their billionaire buddies and their corporations, and they want to walk away with everything you work for, all the energy that you put into building your life, building a family, building an existence, they have the power to just take it from you. And I guess the way I can best explain who they're the ones who have already been designated as people who are allowed into the underground bunkers that have been built, the hideouts, the military complex has developed these arcs, protective bunkers that have been already put in place. They are the ones who are manipulating your reality. They are the ones who have decided that they're going to live in if a shit hit the fan scenario came where there was an asteroid or a nuclear war, WW3, they are going underground, and you're going to have to weather the brutality of whatever is coming. And so they are the ones who who um, who control the shadow governments, the religion, the aspect of separating you from your spirit, and we can go about it all day long. That that the Vatican and is the district for religion, that London is the district for finances, and Washington D.C. is the district for military. So that's the trinity of power right there. And they're strategically placed on this planet. They have been working on this for generations, and it seems like we're coming to the point where now the common folk, society, is going to be brought down to their knees through this economic collapse, through this pandemic, through this social uprising, and now, well, there's other things going on that I don't want to get into, um, with the sun and sun flares and sunspots and just planetary alignments and things like that. There's a lot of stuff going on that they have been waiting on, that they understand numerology, they understand gematria, they plan things based on astrology based on rhythms and cycles and numbers and letters. They create these situations and they understand how to do it. So you don't get taught that. I don't get taught that. We aren't privileged to truth. We aren't privileged to understanding how this universe really works and how nature really works. They are. They have set themselves up with divine pure bloods, maintaining pure bloods over the pure blood heirs over the eons, and I mean, they get it. They understand it. They know how to manipulate us, and they are going to keep doing it. They're literally going to get their way. I mean, whether we agree or not, it's not that they're more powerful than us. It's just that they've hijacked the knowledge and kept the knowledge from us. They've kept that information from us, and it's up to you. It's up to every individual to seek that knowledge, to seek that wisdom, and to start applying it daily. I mean, there is so much spiritual um, um, untruths or spiritual manipulation on this planet that, when I look around, I'm like, wow, I wish some of the people that I know knew I've connected to and know why I've connected to it. But it's a journey. They don't want you on that journey. They want you to remain powerless. Um, there have been many um, powerful leaders who have tried to warn us, who have tried to show us the truth, but they don't last very long. They have accidents. They have tragedies. They have unexpected illnesses that don't allow us to know the truth. They hang themselves, and they crash their cars into tunnels and stuff like that. So they know what they're doing. They, like I said, is a very um, concentrated amount of power. I mean, when you look at the concentration of power in America, it's frightening. I mean, because you've got a handful of people who are so saturated with power, and then you have the masses who are just clueless as to how powerful they are, and it's by design. That is by design, whether you want to believe it or not. Like I said, I don't care. They believe it, and I've kind of just stumbled onto this information because I'm a critical thinker. I will continue to be a critical thinker. I question everything, and I could go down the list of names of some of the most wealthiest families that are benefiting from all this pandemic. It's the same families that fund both sides of the war and get rich, but I'm not going to go down the list of names, because the list of names it depends on what genre we're talking about. If we're talking about the entertainment industry, if we're talking about the political industry, if we're talking about the religious industry, if we're looking at at anthropology or societal. I mean, there's just so many layers of them, but it's a network, it's a web. They've created it, and it's created by design. I always think about the movie They Lived, or They Live, with that came out years back. That I'm sure a lot of y'all saw the movie They Live, and that's the way it is. That to me, that's the reality of it. You've got people who are interconnected, and I'm not going down the whole alien thing, um, because that's what the movie They Live was about. But you know, you can use that as influential people, bloodlines, people who have literally sold their souls to the darkness, the dark ones, they've literally sold their souls in order to be as powerful or as famous or as revered as they are. There was a lot of wheeling and dealing going on, and you don't know these people. I don't know these people. That's why I say they have publicists that create these public personas for them, and they're allowed to do certain things and say certain things. But it's that whole hey, come over here, I got a better deal for you. But this is between you and me. You're gonna have to have my back, and it's that you do for me and I'll do for you that gets people sucked into their agenda. I mean, good intentions are only good intentions as long as there's integrity behind it. But once that integrity and demoralization is set into place, and any politician, any doctor, any scientist, any historian is open for a little extra cash on the side, or a little extra funding, or a little extra recognition, or a little extra pleasure in life. So just because you're a scientist or a doctor or a historian doesn't mean that you don't have five senses, and they're gonna manipulate those five senses. And they've been doing it for years, and they're still doing it. So the trusted people that you see on TV, I don't trust them. I don't trust them. I don't listen to them. I don't. If I do listen to them, it's just to remind myself of what garbage sounds like, what lies are brewing. But like I said, I don't discount anybody's opinion. Like I said, I study from Zen Buddhist to the Bible to the darkness, the satanic ways, and everything in between there. So I'm not just biased to one perspective in life. I've actually looked at all this stuff and look at the Hermetic teachings and the laws of the universe and the laws of nature and the satanic ways, the Luciferian ways. All this stuff is out there. All this information is out there, but people are afraid to actually understand and learn truth and realize that the truth that these guys that are so great over here are trying to discredit these guys who are so evil over here, and then finding that they're working together. It's like, holy shit, these guys are all in it together. But like I said, there's a journey. It's a journey to go down there, and you got to be fearless to go down that journey. If you're fearful and you're afraid that you're gonna start learning things that are gonna affect the way your life is right now, that's probably the best thing that can happen right now, is that you start learning some shit that is going to alter your life right now, because either you're going to do it by choice or they are going to force it upon you, with all these crises that are appearing. But I can talk about this all day long. They are coming after your wealth. They are coming after your freedom. They are coming after your physical body. They are coming after it, and they've been planning it for years. They want control. They want absolute control. And like I said, this is all stuff from the history that has carried on over into modern day. And I mean, I've heard about empires that fell. I heard about currencies that have fallen, but that stuff isn't emphasized. That stuff isn't brought to the surface as a reality of the things that we're the road that we're heading down. So I'm going to leave it there. And I mean, I hope that answers the question as to who they are, because I could lose you real quick going down certain rabbit holes, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to keep it simple as they are the minds that have the desired power, the desired fame, the desired wealth and control, and they're the ones who sold their souls. They're the ones who set aside integrity in order for manipulation of the masses. And they can be the media, they can be the weatherman, they can be the gynecologist or the pediatrician or the ER room worker, or they can be an attorney, they can be a civil rights group leader. They are the ones who are willing to sell their soul in order to get over on you and to manipulate your five senses. So like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Tell me what you think. Hit the notification bell, and we'll talk to y'all later.